And we're back.
We're back.
Studying Scudders' notebook.
Just really the only thing we're kind of all looking forward to, right?
That's pretty accurate. Yeah, we want to study that and finding out why all of these pictures are crooked. Oh, I can't play this game anymore. Crooked pictures. I bet this glows. Oh, I was so right.
They're not rich, so they're not full of themselves, so they don't care that the pictures are crooked.
That's not a full of yourself thing. That's just a... It's a
Yeah.
right and a wrong.
I'm kind of proving my point here.
I'm not I'm neither rich nor full of myself.
You
I-
literally said anyone that doesn't fix pictures are wrong, so that's kind of full of yourself.
That's not a full of yourself. That's like math.
Oh, okay.
London police have reason to believe that the Portland Place murderer has traveled north into Scotland in his bid to escape the authorities. It has also come to light that the milkman has provided damning evidence against the flat's owner, Mr. Richard Hannay, in connection with the murder of Captain Theophilus Digby.
No.
Next. He told me he was playing a game, said the milkman. He needed to be a milkman for half an hour, and I believed him. But he never came back. He took my hat and coat, too, the thief. The milkman's uniform has since been discovered behind a hoarding in an alleyway opposite Mr. Hannay's apartment.
That was evidence?
Air quotes evidence.
Huh. There was a next button.
I read it already.
Oh.
No, you were right. God, look at... we are having fun now. There we go. Fear not. If there is a killer in Scotland, we will track him down, said Lothian and Borders Police Chief Mr. Hamish Smith. We will be putting extra resources into this manhunt. Should anyone spot Mr. Hannay, a 37-year-old man of average height and build, they should not try and apprehend him. Hannay is known to be a military man with considerable skills with weaponry.
I didn't know we had considerable skills in weaponry.
We were in 3 wars. I should hope we have considerable skills with weaponry. If we don't, we were just not very good at it. Why did it only... That's weird. It didn't read to us about the suffragettes. Oh, that was that one. The Albanian Revolt. Rebels release prisoners. The insurgents have released all the prisoners. Prince William yesterday rode out to the outposts. Everything is now quiet here.
Yay.
Carolides, the Greek premier.
Carloids.
Car-
Carloids.
Carloids. The state of the Balkans has become the most vexing issue on the international stage. Various failures to resolve the Eastern question over preceding decades have left Europe facing renewed crisis after crisis. Amidst this maelstrom, Greek Prime Minister Konstantin Karolides is regarded as the key stabilizing force in a region beset by regime changes, rebellion, and intractable territorial claims. All right.
Yay.
Yay. Newspaper time. Cupboard time. It's full of Jesus.
There's actually nothing here.
This was just very full of papers.
Yes.
Weird.
Think of it as a modern day SD card.
Fair enough.
Or an old-timey SD card.
The Innkeeper's study of the writing desk. Chambers's journal. Dear Mr. Fraser, thank you for sending us your latest poem, A Frozen Heart in Summer Days. We would be delighted to publish your poem in the January issue of next year. We will return the manuscript once it has been copied by recorded post. Sincerely yours, Edward Lethian, Editor, Chambers Journal. Last winter our chests were warm, as homely fires burnt till dawn. The inn was full with passing trade, a perfect home for travellers bade. The spring was pleasant, and new life did spring. We cooked up pheasant that my father brought in. But things did change as the sun arrived, but things did change as my father died. The place came empty, my thoughts then lost, the passing of life is the eternal cost.
That was horrible poetry.
Now this summer our chests are cold, this inn no longer the place of old. My heart is frozen like the eternal look on my father's face as his life was took. But life goes on, I take over the business as my father's son. My dreams will hold, though never gone, my words have meaning, my father's son.
Fucking horrible. absolutely horrendous. It's just A, B, A, B the whole fucking time. Like, this is kindergarten poetry here. I'm so upset.
Look, just because it's A-B doesn't automatically make it bad.
Oh, my bad.
You miss out on a lot of good poetry by saying that.
You're gonna have to name some that isn't children's poetry or Roald Dahl.
Ogden Nash.
Okay.
Okay, this is our Scudder book here. This one lets us show text. Information collected January through May of 1914, Franklin P. Scudder.
Let me see this mouse.
Okay.
Was 20 Q?
No, 19 was Q.
What's 20?
R.
14?
N.
What? Yeah, alright. I don't know. I still think I'm onto something there.
Oh, I thought that those pages were separate.
The Hills of Home.
I was born in the land of Scotland when the heather was turning brown. I grew in the hills of Scotland, then wanted to leave my town. I'm bored in the land of Scotland, please take me away. These desolate plains of Scotland are not where I wish to stay.
He truly is the Kesha of his time. I like Kesha too.
Chapter 1. What the Innkeeper Saw. Donald woke to the sound of hammering. Thump, the hammer did strike. Thump, the hammer pierced his brain again and again.
What?
The beam above his head creaked as the wind whistled around the small cottage. He heard his grandmother moving about in the next room. His father would be at the river already, checking to see if the eggs had hatched. Donald liked to write. His words would transport him into different worlds and other lives, but for today he was stuck in his room.
For his ink had run out.
I'm really concerned about what kind of eggs we're waiting to hatch. Like, I'm sure that the answer is duck or possibly goose eggs, but, like, the way that was phrased just makes me think, like, big fucking facehugger eggs or some shit.
Yeah, no, it's normal-ass eggs. This guy just can't write for shit.
Fair enough.
Hey, guess what?
What?
I can't write for shit. You know what I do because of that? Not write. This man should also not write.
Okay, that's all my diamonds.
I'm being too harsh, considering I also can't make internet videos, and decided, well, if I keep at them, I'll eventually get good. You go, bad writer man.
David the Innkeeper. Alright. So,
Well,
that was all three of those.
Preferably all but him, right? But, I mean...
And we're done in here. Because we didn't find anything to do with those notes, right?
We got all 3 diamonds.
Alright, but we weren't going to sit and try and figure out the cipher on the... Okay.
Try.
I feel like that's bad video. A car! I glanced out of the window. There seemed to be 2 of them, men in something horrible and tweed caps.
I'm going to go with aquascutum, since that's what it says.
I think it's aquascutums, but I don't know. Aquascutum sounds good. One was slim, the other was sleek. That was the most I could make of my reconnaissance.
Sleek, huh?
That's what he said. 10 minutes later, the innkeeper slipped into the room, his eyes bright with excitement.
They said they'd publish my poetry if I turned you in.
Two chaps below looking for you. They're in the dining room having whiskies and sodas. They asked about you and said they'd hoped to meet you here. Oh, and they described you jolly well. Down to your boots and shirt.
What?
I told them you'd been here last night and gone off on a motor bicycle this morning. And one of the chaps swore like a navvy.
What?
I made him tell me what they looked like.
And what the fucking Navi was.
A man in the Navy.
What makes you say
Like
that?
a sailor. Because it's a navvy. I don't know. It's...
No, Navi just wants you to look and listen.
Nah, I feel like you led me to that.
Nope. The word Navi still is stupid.
One was dark-eyed, thin fellow with bushy eyebrows. The other was always smiling and lisped in his talk. Neither was any kind of foreigner. On this my young friend was positive. I took a bit of paper and wrote words in German, as if they were part of a letter.
Take this down and say it was found in my bedroom and ask them to return it to me if they overtake me. Okay.
Blackstone. Scudder had gone on to this, but he could not act for a fortnight. I doubt if I can do any good now, especially as Karolides is uncertain about his plans. But if Mr. T advises, I will do the best I...
Your paper woke them up. The dark fellow went as white as death and cursed like blazes. And the fat one whistled and looked ugly. They paid for their drinks with half a sovereign and wouldn't wait for change. Now, I'll tell you what I want you to do. Get on your bicycle and go off to Newton Stewart to the chief constable. Describe the two men and say you suspect them of having had something to do with the London murder. You can invent reasons. The two will come back, never fear. Not tonight, for they'll follow me 40 miles along the road, but first thing tomorrow morning. Tell the police to be here bright and early.
He set off like a docile child while I worked at Scudder's notes. Click. Scudder's noting. Uh-oh. I had a sudden inspiration, which was what that aha was. Scudder had said Julia Chesney was the key to Karolides' business, and it had occurred to me to try it on his cipher. It worked. The 5 letters of Julia gave me the position of the vowels. Really?
Sure.
Oh. Chesney gave me the numerals for principal consonants. I scribbled that scheme on a bit of paper. Scribble, 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 scribble. He also got L as a letter space, and C as a stop.
Well, L was obviously a letter space. The question was, what the hell was all the rest?
Oh, apparently A is X.
Yeah, but what are we doing for E here?
E...
Even he's not sure.
Yeah. Because it's not in Julia, but U is 1, or I.
Either is A, B, and C. Or at least B and C.
Well, but if you, like, you can take Julia and make other stuff out of it, and get the other letters kind of one by one.
For R, it says D and K appear. Threesome? Well.
Ready?
Yeah.
In half an hour, I was reading with a whitish face and fingers that drummed on the table. I could see my whitish face on account of the fact that I put a mirror up so that I could watch myself read.
I drummed my fingers on the table.
I noticed that. I was awarded sudden inspiration! Ha ha! Dinner. That's my favorite.
Is that Brie?
No, that's bread. Oh, you mean the wedge. Might be.
I mean the
Not sure.
Brie.
It might be. That evening we dined together. Out of common decency, I had to let him pump me for information.
So I bent over.
I gave him a lot of stuff about lion hunts and the Matabele War, thinking all the while what tame businesses these were in comparison to what I was now engaged in. When he went to bed, again I sat up.
That's all I did. I sat up.
Forever and ever. Never
The end.
slept again. Then I died of lack of sleep.
And then I took 24 more steps and called it a day.
Pretty much. I had finished Scudder's book. A pack of lies.
Bum, bum, bum. And we'll call it here.
Alright, so we will see you next time on the 39 Steps.
After she checks her cards.
After I check my cards. Yay! So the last one I got was the train, so here is monoplane.
Monoplane!
Monoplane. Finally, man can fly and cover vast distances at a speed only dreamt of at the turn of the century. What a marvelous step forward when used for the good of the Empire and its people. But what a curse if such a machine is in the hands of a ruthless enemy on the hunt.
And it seems you got Cedric Diggory. Yep.
That's the literary innkeeper.
That's literally Cedric Diggory.
A bespectacled, sunburnt, deep-thinking young man, this dreamer yearns to escape his humdrum existence. His aim, to follow his yearning to be a writer of books. So far, he has had a few literary verses printed in the Chamber's journals, alas, heavily edited, much to his distress.
Alright, well.
I'm gonna go back here, and then I'm gonna add a bookmark. See that? I made the bookmark this time. Yay me. Okay. Bye-bye!